Hello, Natalie Hunt. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Oh, awesome. Do you know what? It is so good to see you, and welcome, welcome, welcome to the next episode of Natalie Hunt, Warts and All.
I'm back and better than ever.
Oh my goodness. When was the last time we chatted? It was like,
It was in lockdown.
it was in lockdown. Well, which lockdown? Lockdown 7?
Three.
4? 3. Lockdown 3. The most
Yeah.
recent of lockdowns.
Yes.
Oh, good. You're looking so well. You're looking so well.
How are you?
Oh, what can I say now? There we go. Love it. Good. Well, listen, we're going to get straight down to it, okay? So we're checking in. We've kind of followed you through your first year. We spoke a bit about foundation last time, what that was like for you, and now we've done year one. So how has it been? How has year one been? Can you sum it up for us? Year one at PPA.
Crazy. I can't believe how quickly it's gone, even with the big gap with the lockdown. I got to the end of the year, we were doing our first year projects, and I was like, how are we here? Like, how has it gone so quickly? But it's been amazing.
Yeah.
It's been so much fun. I just love it so much.
Oh, that's so good. And they're really good with you, aren't they? They get you at PPA.
Yeah, I think so. And it's just it's a case of just going for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a weird thing, but as I've gone on through the year, that's literally, I've just been like, oh, I don't care, just do it, kind of thing. Jump straight in.
That's so good. So what would you say, like, if you think about the year, what's been the most fun thing? What's happened that you've done and you've been like, yeah, this is fun, this is good?
First year project.
Okay.
I did half sixpence.
Yes.
The new half sixpence with kips.
Oh, kips. Yeah.
Yep. And it was, the year group gets split into 3, so there was 3 groups, and my group was half sixpence. So we were in a group of about 16, I think.
Yeah.
And because it's all like assessment based, everyone kind of played, and like the characters kind of swapped over throughout, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
So I was Mary. She is Arthur Kipps's love interest.
Well, of course.
And I got married.
Again.
In Flashbang Wallop. Hold it, Flashbang Wallop, what a picture. Yeah.
Oh, love it.
Loved my life. Literally so much fun. I was dance captain as well.
Love it.
Which was, it was so rewarding, I think.
Yeah.
My word. But it's just nice to be able to put everything into practice, because first year is about getting like this skill set and working towards it. And you have song and dance lessons throughout the year, and each term you do kind of a different song and dance project. But also at the end of first year, it was the first time that the second years got to see us perform because of COVID.
Wow, yeah.
Normally they would watch our song and dance projects at the end of each term, and PPA normally do a thing called Best of Assessments at the end of, just before Easter, where everyone, it's more for second years normally, because second years do more assessments, but it was kind of like people that got the highest marks in each assessment would show it to the rest of the college. It's that type of thing, but we didn't get that because of COVID. So it was the first time we got to perform in front of second years. Obviously the third years had gone, they'd flown the nest.
Flown the nest.
Good English. And we got to see them as well. So the whole end of year, we did the show. We started I think it was 3 weeks we had in rehearsals, just under 3 weeks. 2 whole weeks and then a couple of days. And it was just amazing. So good. And we had some COVID drama. Within that, at the start of rehearsals, there was 8 of us in person. Everyone else was on Zoom because we had a bit of an outbreak in our year group.
Oh no.
But by the end, it got to, I think we had 10 full days of rehearsals, proper getting the show done. And I think it was by the 5th day we had everyone back. So everyone was in person on the 5th day.
Okay.
But obviously as dance captain, I had the amount of maps I had to draw and where people were meant to be stood because they weren't there. So it was just like, I need to make sure I write this down, make it look good. And yeah, me and my friend Emily were co-dance captains.
Yeah.
But she was on Zoom as well. So it was...
Why not?
It was fun. It was amazing. I loved it so much. And it was just performing again in front of an audience. It's just so good.
That is good. That is good. But I mean, like, obviously you're rolling in half sixpence kits, getting married.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Versus the bullfrog?
Oh, very different roles. Although I did play a boy as well because we multi-rolled throughout the show.
Standard.
You know me. I played Pierce. He was one of the apprentices in the shop, and I was one of Kips's mates, and I loved that.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was amazing. Yeah, it's just, it's just a dream.
Yeah.
That's literally the only way I can describe it. If I could do that every day for the rest of my every day for the rest of my life.
That's it.
I would, because it's just so much fun.
You love it though, don't you? Performing is just what you do. It's your totally. Yeah.
I'm just like, it's like I'm just like, I come alive.
You do. I mean, you're quite alive when you don't perform.
Yes, well, that's good, I guess.
So you are literally at the moment living the dream.
Yeah, I miss it so much. Project.
Yeah.
We have. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but we have like little videos, you know, of the show, which I can show you, but it can't go any further than that.
Of course.
But yeah, those, I watch them back and I'm like, take me back, literally take me back. There's parts in it where one part of the whole show, you know the song, do you know Half Sixpence?
Yeah.
You know, if the rain's got to fall, let it fall on. There's a bit in that where Lady Punnet, she's the lady of the house, she says, it's during the song and it's just like where the rain is, she's like, somewhere over Thanet, and we were like, and then it's just that bit and it's just so musical. The choreography, the whole thing, the music, us, just the everything, it was just so musical theatre. And I've just got a clip that's about 10 seconds long of that part. Lady Punnet says, somewhere over Thanet, and we're all like loving life and empty. It's just stunning, literally stunning, and I can't get out of my head.
Oh, that is joyous. That is just a joyous moment, and you find those little nuggets, don't you, in a show where it's ping, and it happens. Yeah. Oh, that is so good. Okay, so you've had a bit of an amazing time by the sounds of it, but we are doing Warts and All, aren't we?
Yeah.
We are doing Warts and All. So have there been any moments where it's been like, crap, this is hard, or like a wall? What's happened?
To be fair, I loved Project so much, but there was one day where I was just, it was towards, I think it was the 8th or 9th day of rehearsals.
Yeah.
I think the 9th day. And I wasn't Mary. Sorry, I was Anne.
Oh, casting change.
I'm so sorry. I don't know where I got Mary from. Sorry, no, I was Anne at the end of the show. And I had a duet, a scene, flashbang wallop, and then the kind of end of the show. So it was kind of the end quarter.
Yeah. And
they did, they put the show together in chronological order, as you do.
Yeah.
So at the 8th or 9th day, I was up. I was ready to be Anne on, that's when they were doing my bits. And doing the scene, I did the song. And the duet was rather hard, in my opinion. I struggled a bit, actually.
Yeah.
Well, the whole year, I think the whole year, its first year is hypothetically legit.
Yeah.
So you do a lot of thin fold and you do a lot of mix.
Yeah.
You don't go for the whole chesty, thick fold, love in life,
thin folds.
Yeah. And when I found out my casting, I was so excited. I listened to the songs, I loved them, I loved everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. There's me thinking, oh, nice mixed song, nice mixed duet. And my MD, she actually went to PPA, she graduated a couple of years ago, and she's amazing. And we were kind of chatting to her, and she's like, yeah, it's got to be in a nice chesty kind of thick fold. And I was like, okay. So then we have kind of like, at this point we had like slots to go over. We were with, because the MD and the choreographer kind of co-directed at the same time.
Yeah.
And it was, so we had like slots with them. So me and Andrin, who was my hips, had slots with them to go over our bits. And, you know, we went over bits and she helped me and it was fine. I got it, I was singing it, and it was fine. It wasn't perfect, but obviously beginning, I was like, oh, it's fine. But anyway, going back to the 8th or 9th day, there I am. We're doing what did we do? I think we were just going over bits that that hadn't really been worked on a lot, and obviously because I was near the end of the process, it was like, ooh. And I was just like, I'm gonna have to do mine. And I was like, preparing myself. I was like, oh, it'll be fine. Because it went, you know, in the rehearsal, private rehearsal, it was amazing. It went well. I was happy with the way I sounded. I was happy with everything. Anyway, we get into this rehearsal in front of everyone, and we're doing it. And it's not even that it was really in front of everyone, because everyone's kind of doing their own thing, preparing what they need to prepare. And so not everyone was paying any attention. But obviously, you have those moments where you're like, everyone's watching me and I'm really scared. And a lot of these people as well, because of sets and stuff at PPA, a lot of them I only was in a class with when projects started.
Yeah.
They'd never, because of COVID, we hadn't had that kind of mixing thing.
Yeah.
So a lot of these people, you know, hadn't really seen me do much. So I'm thinking, that's at the back of my mind, like, oh. Anyway, so I'm stood and we're singing and we're singing through it, and it's a love duet. So here I am and we're looking into each other's eyes and I just start crying.
Oh no.
And I'm like, my best friend Jake, he stood in the wings and he's watching, but he stood that side. I'm looking at my partner, and he stood here looking, and I start crying and he's like, and I just see Jake's face go. And I'm just there like,
oh no.
I think it was just that whole day I think was just quite stressful, and I was getting a bit, and I was like, and then I was like, oh, I don't like the way I sound, I'm having to do it differently to how I thought I was going to have to do it, and I was like, oh my God, stress, and I just broke down.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was interesting, and the choreographer said, do you want to be? I'll just go out. I'll be back. And I went back. It's fine. I went back and I carried on and it was fine. But yes, that was probably my hardest moment.
Wow.
So in with my best moment,
yeah.
Probably then, just because I was so kind of not thinking I would have to. I guess it stemmed from not thinking I was going to have to sing in my thick fold.
Yeah. Those pesky thick folds, hey?
And Al, you know me, I hated singing in my thin folds when I was at Stratford.
Oh gosh.
I used to whack out Killer Instinct and not want to stop singing it. And what else did I sing? Oh, Die Ain't So Bad. I used to whack those out in my thick folds.
All the time.
And I had problems, everyone does, but I was a lot more confident singing in my thick fold at Stratford.
Yeah.
Tables have turned out. Tables have turned. I'm a thin fold kind of gal.
Oh my goodness.
I know, would you believe?
It's changed you. It's changed you.
It has. The first year at PPA has changed me. I can't believe it. It's mental.
Gosh. Okay, so let's just rewind a second. So obviously you had this thing going on, a lot of pressure. It's like a pressure pop moment. I think like we've all had those moments, haven't we?
Yeah.
Everything comes together at the same time and you just there's a moment. So you had your little sort of weepy bit, and then they said you can go outside. So just take us into that little bit there, because that's really interesting, really important. So you took yourself out of rehearsal for a couple of minutes. What did you have to do or say or make happen to get you back in there? Because you did get back in there and you probably smashed it.
Yeah, so I went out and my friend came with me, Jake, my bestie, my housemate, and he was literally just like, and I think as well at that point, everything bad that has ever happened in my life was just, I was just like crying about everything. It was honestly, it was so weird, but I was just like, we were sat outside, it was a nice day, I was like, and he was like giving me a pep talk. I was literally just like, I just need to, he was like, Nat, like, you don't, because he was on foundation with me.
Yeah.
So he was like, Nat, me seeing you from where you've come from to where you are now, it's really, it's crazy. And you don't see it in yourself really. I don't think. I mean, some things obviously, but a lot of things you don't. And he was kind of just kept giving me this pep talk, and I sat there like, kind of just thinking to myself, like, I just need to go take a few minutes. I just need to breathe and just chill for a second, because the pressure that's on at that point, you know, we're 8 or 9 days into this intense rehearsal of this show that's got to be ready by day 11 or whatever it was. And the pressure, I think as well, like, even for me, when I was dance captain, I used to come in the mornings, I used to come in half an hour early before we started for anyone that needed to go over things, and it was things like that. I had to do rehearsals for people, and I think that day everyone's feeling a bit, it's like that point in the rehearsal, and I was like trying to get people to do things, and people don't listen. Like, it happens. And it was just that day, like, you couldn't get anyone's attention, and can you do this, and everything was just building up. I think it was just, I needed to cry, like I needed to let go kind of thing, and I had a proper good cry. And when I walked back in the room, they were doing Flashbang Wallop, which is the number that I am in. And I literally just ran straight over and went to where I was supposed to be and just carried on the song from where they were. And it was almost like I hadn't been gone and nothing had happened. I just was just like, come on, just go. And by the end of it, it was just like, my energy was, again, it was back, and it was up sky high. I was loving life. It was just a split, kind of just needed to cry, get it all out.
Needed to cry, and just that moment of you saying to yourself, I need to breathe. I need to just stop, take a breath, pull myself together, and just let this happen, and come straight back in. Wow, what a way! And managing it, dealing with it like that.
I knew that something just wasn't right. I think in the morning I could tell that. I just felt like I'm one of them. I'm a crier. I know when I need to cry. And I think even the night before, I feel like I just need to cry. I was with my friend Morgan, and I was like, sis, I need to cry. She was like, just cry. I was like, I can't. I need something to set. It's
not ready yet.
I need something to set it off. And it was just that kind of just let everything go. It was good, but I just carried on. And then the next day, when we did the run of the show, the choreographer said, when she was, because obviously she's watching MD's playing, so the choreographer said, it was literally the best you've ever done it. The duet. So it just needed to settle. And
actually, it's okay to have a little cry sometimes, isn't it?
Oh my God! Now I am literally the epiphany. Is that the right word? Epitome. God, look at me! I'm really exposing myself.
Love it.
I am the epitome of needing to cry. I just think it's so important.
It is massively important.
I'll say that to anyone. Anyone. Honestly, that's the advice I give to anyone. Just cry. You need to cry, just cry.
years and years ago, there was a dude at Stratford, Glenn Facey.
Oh yeah.
He's in Mary Poppins at the moment, doing all sorts of stuff, having a wonderful time. And one of the things I used to say to Glenn, because Glenn used to get upset about stuff when he couldn't get it right, because he's one of these perfectionists. Yeah. Incredible dancer, but wanted to get it right, and he used to get really pent up. And I could see, like, in him, he wanted to cry. And so the thing that I ended up saying to Glenn, like, every other week was, Glenn, cry about it and move on.
Yeah.
And hilariously, like, he still says that to people now. And that's his thing. Like, if he can't do it, if he's got a problem with whatever, and he's taught all over the place, you know, he obviously went to art, said, did this incredible stuff. But, like, his words is cry about it and move on. And it works. It doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing. Sometimes that is what you need.
That's exactly what I did.
Boom.
Exactly what I did. Cried and moved on.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. So, I like that story. Very good. So, thinking, let's look at the whole year again, talking about the whole year. And what would you say was like your greatest achievement? So, the greatest thing that you got done for you as a performer, or you as a person, or you as Natalie Hunt, aka the Bullfrog. What was your greatest achievement of this first year at drama school?
I think it was my dance assessment. I think I mentioned before what we had to do. We had to do a solo, choreograph it ourselves.
Yeah.
And it was all assessed, obviously. And I got first.
Yes. Come on.
I know, and I couldn't believe it. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I just feel like that was it was crazy. And I remember thinking, I did my dance solo to Two Worlds from Tarzan.
Yeah.
Great song.
Yeah.
And we had to have like a storyline, not a storyline necessarily, kind of a theme throughout. And I remember one day thinking about what I would do, and I was listening because I knew that was the song I wanted to do. Just because I love the song, and I think I felt like I needed to love a song to be able to have the creativity to make something up to it. And I was listening to the lyrics, and I was like, it's talking about two worlds. Obviously, it's the name of the song. I was like, this could be heaven and earth. And that's kind of where it stemmed from. And from there, it kind of just happened. And I knew what I wanted to do. And I think I probably could have been a bit more, had a bit more of a theme. My theme was heaven and earth, there being two worlds. But had kind of gone into more depth, that would probably be what I would change now.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to go too deep into it and think about it too much, but I just remember thinking once I'd done it, because we did it in front of our classes and 3 teachers, and they all sat there. I tell you, the scary that is, getting up to do a dance solo you've choreographed yourself in front of your class and 3 of your dance teachers. In fact, my 3 main dance teachers.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah.
And even just choreographing something for myself.
Yeah.
But that was amazing too, because it got to, because I'm a bit of a trickster, you know.
Well, yeah.
Love a bit of gymnastics. So that was a good thing, is that I could put stuff in that a teacher necessarily wouldn't know that I can do, or, you know what I mean? So that was a really good thing about it. I think just choreographing a dance.
Yeah.
A solo.
That's awesome. And you got a first.
Yes.
Like you're getting firsts in first year.
No, I think I got 83%. So
awesome.
Like so yeah, I was buzzing. Couldn't believe it. I opened because it's on like a portal online. I was like, I think I'll probably get a 2-1. I was like, I don't know. I just thought, I didn't think that really anyone would get first in first year, because they always say this, we don't want to give too high marks because there's always room to improve and that type of thing.
Yeah.
They kind of had said that to us. So then I was kind of just thinking, I'm hoping for a 2-1. That was kind of I thought, I'll be happy if I get a 2-1. And I opened it and I was like, oh, okay.
Yes. Oh, that's such good news. And it sounds like it was a combination of obviously your skills, which have just come on like massively anyway, but you put a real creative element into it as well by the sound of it, in terms of like the song choice and the theme, and like that sounds like there was a little magic moment there, Natalie Hunt.
Oh, we had to do a vlog about it.
Love a vlog.
I know, I had to do a vlog about it and how we choreographed things and how we did a song choice, picked a song choice and all this type of thing. And we had I missed out a vital part actually. We had a section of choreography, so each class had a different one of the 3 teachers that watched. So we had Honor. I don't know if you know Honor. Would she have been? Would we have watched her maybe?
Yeah. I think I've met her. Yeah.
She does used to do a lot of the emails and whatever.
Yeah, in the office.
Yeah, lovely. So we had Honor, and she kind of was like, she was just like, guys, I'm going to teach you this. So we all she taught us this 8 lots of 8 to a song, and we had to then put it to our own music. Obviously keep the same counts and whatnot, and everything had to be the same, but we had to put it, could be faster, could be slower, could be however we wanted it to be, but we had to put it to our music. Then she gave us 2 rhythms, so it was like she clapped some rhythms, we had to then put some dance to that in our piece, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So we had to put those elements in too, so it was making sure her choreography worked with what then I did, so it didn't stand out like a sore thumb kind of thing. And then the rhythm section was hard, because it was like, I remember I had to play the music where I needed the rhythm to come in, and I was saying the rhythm and I was recording it. So I had a recording of the rhythm and the music at the same time, and then I choreographed to that, because it was just so hard to work out what I was doing. But that's all in my vlog out. I vlogged all that.
Love a good vlog.
Honestly, it was such a fun thing. Never thought I thought when we got told we had to choreograph our own piece, I'm not gonna lie, kind of was like, like, a bit scared.
Yeah.
By the end of it, I loved it. Just kind of felt the music.
Love it. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's a real achievement. So congratulations, round of applause. We love that. Okay, so we're in first year, we're looking into second year. What is something that you have learned or picked up or realised in year 1 that's just going to make you smash year 2 even more? What are you taking? What's the golden nugget from year 1 that's going into year 2?
Not caring. That was my biggest thing, I think. Especially, I feel like in ATS, acting through song, we have Nick for acting through song in first and second year, as far as I'm aware. Second year's had him, but things change. But we have Nick, and he just is, he's crazy. He loves it. He has so much passion for it, and he really relays that onto us, and is like a kind of work hard and you'll do well kind of thing.
Yeah.
Bit like you, Al. And yeah, he kind of makes you do crazy things.
Yeah.
And you do get scared. Like, I remember in my audition for PPA, when I was at Stratford, so in 2019. Yeah, 2019.
It's 19, yeah.
Yeah. I went for my recall, and I remember people doing their monologues, and Nick said to me, "Do your monologue as if you're burning alive."
Oh.
Okay. So there I am, like, dropping to the floor. Yes, dropping to the floor, like literally just trying to do anything. Because in that moment, I guess as well, you're in an audition, you want to just show that you'll just go for it.
Just do it, yeah.
But then I think when I came into first year, I just had a bit of a barrier, I think. Maybe, I don't know why. I think it's just new people.
Yeah.
In the audition, I thought, I'm not going to might not see any of these people ever again, so I don't really care. Yeah. But you're with new people and you want to make a good impression, but you want to kind of just, I don't know, you just want to go for it. But are you catching my drift?
Yeah, absolutely. It's
Um,
like that realization of like what other people think about you is none of your business.
yeah. And half the time as well, people aren't like, how do I put this? I, for example, beginning of first year, wouldn't do something because I thought I'm just going to look weird doing that. And they're probably thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And then I remember by the end of first year, it was one of our kind of last, it was definitely in the last term, and we were doing a bit of improv in before Nick's lesson started. And I remember one time, it was like 2 people had to run in, and then he'd give a quick scenario, and you just have to do it.
Yeah.
Give us a crazy scenario. You can have all sorts of things. And one of my best friends, Yaz, she's from Turkey, and we both ran in, and Nick said Turkish. So she's there, fluently speaking in Turkish, and I'm there like, what the hell have I got to say? I was like, I don't want to offend anyone right now. Because, he's just crazy. And I ran in so many times that day, and just because I just got into it. You know what I mean? And I just kept running in. Everyone was just kind of stood in a circle, and there's me like loving life, just going in so many times just because I just don't care anymore. And that's kind of like the prime example. I was just like, let's just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it and don't care. And I think as well, especially with improv, you think you have to be funny.
Yeah.
Actually, you don't. We had quite some funny ones and stuff, and you have to stay. So he'd do it, and then you'd have to stay in the same position, and then he'd say another one, and you have to stay in that same position, and then start the next improv in that position.
Okay. Yeah.
I remember one of my improvs. I don't know why I was on the floor like this, with a partner. I was like on the floor like this. I don't know what I was doing, but then he was like, change, and I was like, I'm holding a camera. And then I was like, in my head, I was like, I'm holding a camera. And I was like, yeah, I'm pretending to be a photographer. And just like, even things like that, I feel like my creative mind has expanded quite a lot, because I feel like I used to love watching people do it and thinking, how are they thinking of all these different things? Yeah. Like, how's that come to their brain so quickly? I never do that. There I was. It's a camera. And I was like, yeah, work it. And the catwalk, give me a pose. It was so funny.
Oh, that's so good. And do you know what though? Things like that, it is about practice, isn't it? And like doing it. And the more you flex that like creative muscle, the more stuff you can then like come out with and produce.
Yeah, 100%. And like I said, that day I just, for some reason, I was just like, let's just go.
Yeah.
Love it. It was amazing. So
good.
Good.
That is so good. Oh, wow. Do you know, it sounds like your first year, well, it's like your second year, but your first year on degree has just been absolutely awesome.
Yeah. And despite Miss Rona, COVID.
Join the club.
Breaking
the Rona club.
Oh, yeah. But, you know, it broke the year up because we didn't... I can't remember last time whether I said we didn't go online in lockdown 3.
No, you had your holiday then, didn't you? And then you did a term. Yeah, great.
Extended the term, and even I was worried that I would have the January and February and a tiny bit of March off, and come back and kind of be back where I was in September, and have to work towards it again. But it didn't. It just was so natural, and it was just wow. I think everyone was just so buzzing to be back, and everyone was like, it was just amazing. But you know, we did a few online lessons too because of COVID at some points, and it was kind of good practice because we had to do self-tapes and that kind of thing. So that was really good too. We've got a lot of teachers that are kind of currently in the industry and, you know, auditioning here and there and whatever, but teaching. And one of my teachers, we had to learn a dance. It was very fast-paced dance. Yeah. Musical theatre, very musical theatre, and we had self-tape for her as if we were sending it in with a little thing at the start. Hello, my name is Natalie Hunt, and I am represented by PPA agency.
Yeah, great.
That kind of thing at the start.
Yeah.
and like do it all properly. And I just think things like that we wouldn't get. Do you know what I mean? If this happened when I was finishing third, well, if something like this happened finishing third year and I didn't know how to do these types of things, I'd be stuffed.
Yeah.
So it kind of, it's bittersweet, I guess.
Yeah. Well, you've made the best of it.
Yeah, definitely made the best of it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Listen, this has been absolutely fascinating, but there was one more question before we sort of wrap up, which is for people out there who are watching, who followed like the Warts All series, because the first episode was such a bumper. We did it over 3 chunks. It was so juicy.
Yeah.
Warts All 1 was sort of 1, 2, and 3. So what sort of advice or words of wisdom have you got out there? So like to give to the people that are watching this, who are maybe on a foundation course, or they're at college, or they're thinking about auditioning, or they're in that sort of mindset about that next sort of stepping up sort of stage that you've stepped into. You know, what are Natalie Hunt sort of words of wisdom for tonight?
I would say, 1, don't worry about what other people think. I've realised that this year.
Preach. Good.
Because they don't care. People are more worried about themselves, which always happens. But also, I was always one to be worried about song choice or monologue choice.
Okay.
And I found, and I've kind of been told by a few teachers, and well, maybe a few teachers along the way, and several people, that there might be a song that you might think is overdone at auditions. But if you can sing it, and you can sing it bloody well, just do it. That's one main thing, because I think that happens to a lot of people. People love certain songs, but someone might get in their head and say, oh, just sing that.
Yeah.
If it's your casting, and if you think you sound the best you sound when you sing that song, just sing it.
Yeah.
Because they might have heard it 4 or 5 times that day, but if you come in as the 6th person and you knock it out of the park, they're gonna remember you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think obviously that's kind of not with every single song, because there are definitely songs you probably shouldn't sing at auditions. I'm not saying that about kind of, you know, I wouldn't go into an audition and sing I Dreamed a Dream from Les Mis. I wouldn't do that. And I mean, each to their own. If that's your song, I'll leave it to you.
No judgment.
No judgment, but maybe just rethink.
Yeah.
Sorry, that sounds really rude. But yeah, I just think, be yourself. Don't. And I think that gets said a lot, be yourself, be yourself. And that's hard, because you're trying to make a really good impression. But I found that at auditions, and I didn't obviously go to that many when I was on foundation, but I had quite a few Zoom calls.
Yeah.
And I remember being on the phone to a drama school, and it was one of the teachers, and I'd met him the year before when I auditioned, and he was really nice. He was a dance teacher. And he was kind of doing my interview over the phone, and they kind of said to me, because they offered me a foundation the year before, and he said to me on the phone, we don't have spaces left on our 3-year course. It's the reserve list. And he was like, would you be interested in the 1 year? And I said no, because I have done a foundation course. I'm not looking to do another foundation course. I said I wouldn't want you to offer me a place for me to then have a place and it to stop someone else getting a place, because I don't want it. And he said to me, I remember he was like, he couldn't believe that someone had said that, because I think a lot of people just go in and like, yeah, I'll take anything. Yeah. And obviously, I think in some circumstances, do that. But I turned around and I was like, no. And I told him that I would be taking someone else's place, because I wouldn't accept it, because at that point I'd been offered a 3-year somewhere else.
Yeah.
So no matter what, I was going to take a 3-year over a foundation year.
Yeah, of course.
And I remember, and he was just kind of very shocked that I had said that. So it's been like kind of laid down the truth and just been like, no, like as much as I appreciate it, someone else could have that spot.
Yeah.
I would be kind of holding other people back because I don't want that space. So that's kind of a big thing. Just that was me being myself.
Being yourself, being you.
But yeah, like things like that, even if it's a little thing like that, you know, it's not all about your actual audition. Because that was in the interview. Also, I know for a fact that this is a bit of an insight, I guess, if you're auditioning for PPA. It's not that much of a big insight, but especially when auditions are in person, they look at the people at the edges watching the dance school to see what they're, you know, if they're like, or whether they are encouraging people. That is, I think that might be a drama school thing. It's definitely a PPA thing because PPA are all about having nice people there.
Absolutely.
And you don't meet a lot of not nice people at PPA. And I'm there, so.
Well, you're there, aren't you, my dear? Yes.
No, I'm joking, but you know, everyone I know there is nice.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. Don't think it's just when you're doing your dance or doing your song, or because a lot of drama schools as well, acting and singing is in front of everyone.
Yeah.
You've got to be so supportive to people around you. I think that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Because I know everyone wants the same thing in that room. Everyone wants to be offered a place. But if you could have the most amazing legs, you could have the most amazing voice, brilliant actor, but if when you're watching other people, you're like given kind of dirty looks, or not necessarily dirty looks, but if you're sat there uninterested, people, they notice.
Yeah.
So that's another bit of a do that. All right, guys.
Love that. Oh, that's so good. And so little insights there into like the world of like drama school and what makes it tick. That's really, really amazing advice. And I know that people watching will be like, yeah, that's real. And yeah, I love that. Be more you. It's like that thing. Yeah. Be more yourself, because gosh, you're the only one. There's only one Natalie Hunt, for goodness.
And it's cliche. I know it's cliche and everybody says it, but it's so it's because it's just so true.
Yeah, it's important.
Yeah, really important. You just need to I don't know how else to put it really, but just have to be yourself and don't be scared to be vulnerable either.
Yeah. Very good. Oh, Natalie, it has been a joy.
Oh my God, hasn't it? I literally I honestly love it so much.
So good. Well, listen, we're going to check in again, aren't we, at some point? So as we moving you into second year, we've covered foundation, we've covered year one. So we've got to jump in at some point. So at some point later on in 2021, there's going to be another little drop in, and we're going to find out how things are in year two at PPA with you, Natalie Hunt. That's just
a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's what they call it.
Hell yeah. And second term.
Hell term. Second term. Hell term. Bit of swing going on.
And we'll see how you fare in that. And I just know you're going to smash it. It's going to be an awesome year. You thought year one was good. Year two, oh my goodness, it's going to be even better. So massive thank you for the next instalment of Warts All.
You're very welcome.
With Natalie Hunt. It is so lovely to see you. So I'm gonna say fond farewell, but we'll see you really soon for the next instalment of Natalie Hunt, Warts and All.
Yes.
Thanks, Nat.
Bye.
See you soon.